It is Wednesday, November 20th. It's the 20th, and we're back for another weekly update. If you're new here, I am Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, both here on YouTube and on Instagram. Although I feel like I'm not so great with the posting on Instagram. Some people post like every day, and I am kind of like if I remember to do it once or twice a week. I feel like I should get better at that. I really enjoy seeing people post like every day what they're stitching on. What do you guys think? Do you like seeing like the same project every day? The thing is, I work on like 3 projects usually every day, and so it doesn't occur to me to post one of them. I don't know. So I tend to just post like new starts or finishes or those kind of things, which is not an everyday event. But I am on Instagram. I do better with the stories if you want to see what my weather is every day or what I'm eating. Oh, today though, our beverage for today is good old Standby. This is my Standby gin and tonic. So welcome. If you're new here, this is like cross stitch happy hour. I come in on Wednesdays during happy hour and we chat about cross stitch, and I show what I've been working on, things that I purchased, things that I finished, and we talk all things cross stitch. So if you're new, welcome. Hope you enjoy our little corner of the world here. And if you're returning, thank you so much. Every week, I love reading the comments and having conversations with you all and getting to sometimes meet people in person, which reminds me, next Seattle area Stitcher Meetup. Hold on, I'm pulling it up to make sure that I've got it. Yes. It's going to be a little different in December because it's going to be on a Saturday. We couldn't get the library on a Sunday and wanted to have it early in the month because we know people get super busy around the holidays. So the next Seattle area library Stitchy Meetup is going to be on December 7th from noon to 5 at the Renton Highlands Library. So, and then we actually also have the January date. Let me give you the January date too. I cannot make the January one. It is Sunday, January. It'll be back to the Sunday, and it'll be January 19th from 1 to 5. So I can't make that one. That is the day that my daughter's dance team, the 2 that are still home that dance with the dance team company, they have their big shows that kick off the season, their competition season that day. So it's really exciting. It's the first time we get to see all of their competition pieces up on stage and in costume. It's almost like their dress rehearsal, but it's a show, but it's the first time that they're getting all of those numbers out on stage. So that's always a fun time. Something to look forward to after the holidays. So how was everybody's week? Everybody have a good week? I've had a pretty nice week. It feels like already the holiday busyness has started. I have done like this much of my holiday shopping. I need to get serious about it. And over the weekend, it was busy with girls' dance things. And since we are coming up on dance competition season, that means like my job at the dance studio, this is my really busy season for my job. So it's been a lot of hours in front of a computer trying to get the team registered for all of our events coming up in the first half of next year. So that's what I've been doing, and I have been doing a little bit of stitching. I have an FFO. It's something I finished. When did I finish this? August? September? I can't remember when I finished it. I showed you when I had the finish, and I finally sat down and FFO'd it this past sort of weekend. I think I started Sunday. I finished it yesterday. Finished it yesterday. It took me a few days because it was kind of futzy, but I wanted to get it done because we're going to decorate for Christmas next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend after Thanksgiving. So I wanted to have it all ready to go. So this is my FFO for this week. And it's one of those little Mill Hill treasured diamonds. There it is. And it's probably going to twist around on you. So you can see my wonky backside. So you do the stitch piece and then you use, and I don't think I'll do one of these every year, but I thought for this year, since this was the year that I went crazy for cross stitch, It would be fun to have a little year. I'll always remember what year I fell down the rabbit hole. So there we go. So there, can you guys see? Oh. So there's the stitched piece, and it's flat, and then you just kind of turn it into this little diamond and then do the beaded hanger and the little beaded tassel. And you can see it, I didn't quite line up exactly in the back. You just kind of whip stitch it together and stuff it. But so it's not perfect in the back, but it's also not bad. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'm not sure I would do another one of these treasure diamonds. They were fun to stitch, but that was a little too futzy for me on the finishing. The finishing took longer. It's not my favorite part. It's not my favorite part, but I'm really proud with how it came out. So let's see. Can I? We'll hang that up there so you can. There we go. We'll hang that up there. Oh, I just got really close to you. Okay. Whew, there we go. All right, so that's hanging up because that makes perfect sense. Christmas ornament next to Halloween magnet makes perfect sense. But that'll go on the tree when we put that up in a couple weeks. So that was the FFO I did. And later in haul, I'll show you, I got stuff to finish a bunch of other projects that I really want to have done for the Christmas season, and just some stuff that I really want to FFO. So I'm thinking that this weekend I might just do a bunch of fully finishes. If I can get all my homework and everything done, I'm hoping to maybe focus this weekend on getting some fully finishing done. What do we think? Fingers crossed. Anybody want to join in on a Flosstube FFO weekend? I know that's not my thing. Michelle Bendy made that up. I'm hijacking it and having an unofficial one this weekend. If anyone else has things that they need to fully finish and needs a push, here's your push. So what have I worked on the past week? Of course, I worked on Harry Potter book covers. So, and I'm going to reach down here because I haven't shown the full pattern for a while. And do you think I printed a new one out and laminated it? No. So there's my super wrinkly cover photo of Harry Potter book covers and what that is going to look like all done. And I want you to notice the unicorn. See that unicorn? I've been waiting to stitch that unicorn since like March, and it's on the page I'm on, and I still haven't gotten to him. So here's where I am after this week's worth of stitching. This is all, like, can you guys see that? That is all excess fabric. This piece is big, guys. Okay, so there it is. The shoe is now all done. So the shoe's done. And here, I think I have one more block. I have one more block to the end of the page. So that means the unicorn is right here. That's where that unicorn is. We're gonna see a unicorn in the next couple weeks, guys. I've been waiting to stitch that unicorn. Apparently he's much smaller than I thought he was. So there we go, Harry Potter book covers. It's been a lot of dark trees, which is fine because those blocks go super, super fast. So, but there we go. And I missed like a couple days last week, but then I made them up. So I didn't stitch on it Wednesday last week because I had bunko, and I didn't stitch on it Friday last week. Don't know why. So both Saturday and Sunday I did 2 blocks. So I'm still counting that for my November acrostic on every day because I'm still doing the number of stitches that I've committed to if I did it every day. So if I miss a day, I'm making up those stitches to keep getting good progress on that, and hopefully a unicorn. Okay, so what else did I work on last week? And these were all for homework assignments I'm in both School of Magical Stitches and Enchanting Stitches. I tried to get them to overlap the different challenges. I've also been in Semi-Stained Stitchers playing Stitchopoly, which is fun. And that's it. Full Coverage Fanatics for my full coverage piece. there's a notebook. I forgot to bring it up, but that's the only way I can keep everything straight. But this I worked on for Family Heirloom, and I can't remember what group it was for, but I worked on this Apples and Sage. It's part of the French Kitchen Collection, which is a club from Inspired Needle. So there's 4 of them. It's I know I showed you guys the new one, which I think is in here, that I got last week. So the next one's already come out. It's in here. It's all packaged up. I'm not going to pull it out. I showed it to you guys last week. It's pears and rosemary. So this is Apples and Sage, which is the fall one. And when you join the club, you could choose to get the little finishing horn book, which I did. So, because I want to do it just like that and hang it up in my kitchen, which means maybe I should get stitching on it. So this is how far I got on that. And I think it was it 300 stitches? Did I do 300? Something like that. I did these leaves and these words. I think that's what I did. So there we go. I really like this stitch. It's a pretty little club, and it's hands-on design, and Summer House Stitch Works, who I both like them with their designs. So did a little work on that, and then I started, this was a new start for me, although sort of, I mean, it is, we're gonna count it. I started the next chart in the Laundry Company series. I started Irony the Opposite of Wrinkly. And I did this for a baby gift, the bonus, for what I would give Lupin and Tonks, because I said I would give them little baby clothes, and also they're gonna have to do a lot of laundry. And so I got Irony. It was, I think, quite a bit, not quite a bit, but I overshot how many stitches I needed because I was close. I think halfway through the end was how many stitches I needed, but I wasn't gonna leave it like that. I needed to get the whole word. So I got Irony done. I am stitching this on white linen. What count is it? I can tell you. It's whatever it calls for. 32 count? 32 count white Belfast linen with the called for DMC. So, and I have the first one up. This one is already finished and hanging up in my laundry room. And I have all of the finishing stuff to finish the other 2 the exact same way. I just need to get them stitched. So I started that last week. And then I worked on, I was gonna also do that for enchanting stitches for something that was maybe a mistake, because I was saying, well, maybe it's a mistake to start that because I'm trying to get all my Christmas, like winter seasonal projects started. So maybe starting something that's not one of those is a mistake. But by the time I finished that, it was Friday. And so I decided that I would truly, because it could be a project, in enchanting stitches, it could be a project that was a mistake to start or you had made a mistake on. So of course, I pulled out Hello Pumpkin, and you can see that I have not frogged that toadstool yet, but I certainly made a mistake on this guy. And I needed to do a little more work on this for a Magical Stitches bonus anyway. So there we go. So I did the 250 stitches, which put me over what I needed for the bonus on Hello Pumpkin. I have not yet pulled out that toadstool that's in the wrong spot, and now this is going to go into timeout for a little bit. I mean, I will pull this out eventually. I like it and it's cute and I want to finish it, but unless I need it for an assignment, that might not come out again until next fall time. We'll see. I should probably frog that out before I put it away for that long, huh? We're going to put this over here in a separate pile to deal with later. Okay, so that finished up all my homework. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna knock out some more of the bonus, because as I mentioned, I didn't want to leave it till the end. Like I cut it pretty close. I think I didn't even do one maybe for year 6. because I kept thinking, oh, I have plenty of time, and then all of a sudden 2 months is gone. So for something that is a light source, I've been working on Winter Holiday, and I'd like to get this done anyway so I can put it up on my board. Maybe before Christmas is over, we'll see. But there's the 500 stitches I did on that. I think I had showed this, I had started this maybe a couple weeks ago and had like some of the lantern done, but I did these, I filled in the rest of the red lantern and started on the bow and the little sprigs. But these have more stitching in them than you'd think. I mean, it's tiny, but it's more stitching than you think because I still have to do all the inside. I have to finish the bow, do all the inside and all the beading. But maybe I can get that to fit a task next week. We'll see. So I worked on that. And then I picked up my next bonus, which had to be something with a house. That was reminiscent of Shell Cottage or the Burrow or I don't know, one of those. And so I picked Cinnamon Stars back up because that kind of reminds me of Shell Cottage a little bit. I don't know if it's the stone. I don't know if Shell Cottage was stone, but it kind of looked like it. So Cinnamon Stars, my Plum Street samplers. And so I did 500 stitches in this, maybe a little bit more. No, sorry, I don't iron anything. And I'm doing this on 36 count Old Town blend with all the called for flosses, 1 thread over 2. And there we go. So there is my 500 stitches on Cinnamon Stars. So these 2 were the only ones I had and they weren't even totally done. So I did these 3 stars, the chimneys, started the smoke, recharted, and put my initial on there and started the roof of the house. And this is just, it's really fun to stitch, guys. The palette is so pretty. So maybe that'll be my screen grab, Cinnamon Stars. And I started this for the Bestie Cinnamon Stars Sal. I don't know, I think they're done. I'll still be working on this next fall. But I love the chart and it's fun to stitch, so it'll get done someday. Can you guys tell I'm a process stitcher? This is what I've learned. I'm not really that concerned about when anything gets done. I just enjoy starting it all and stitching it all. All right, so then that was through the weekend and the new homework came out in School of Magical Stitches and Literature. It was a little different this week, kind of fun. You had to post up by Monday. They gave you 4 prompts and you had to get a WIP to fit each prompt. And then they spun a wheel to tell you which one you were going to work on. And we have to do 500 stitches on that one. I'm a Ravenclaw, so our prompt that got spun was a WIP that doesn't make a sound. And I had put in Quaker Geometric Puzzle for that. And I haven't done the 500 stitches yet. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. Or I mean, I'm not going to get it all done tonight, but maybe I'll start it this evening. So you guys will see that next week, but I couldn't get that to fit any of the Enchanting Stitches prompts. So I've been working on the Enchanting Stitches tasks first. So the first one I worked on was, because we're watching Coco and doing all tasks related to Coco. This month, the first one was to stitch on something that has bones or a skeleton. And so I am working on the ornament for my parents, which is this one, this Mary and Jesus stained glass ornament from the Just Cross Stitch 2019 Christmas Ornaments edition of the magazine. And because Mary and Jesus have a skeleton. I mean, maybe not in stained glass, but in real life they do. They did. I said. And here is where I got to. This is stitched. I think I had talked last week that this is charted, that you do all the black and that you stitch it on this stitchable wood ornament. I'm stitching it on black Aida instead. So this is 16 count black Aida with the called for DMC flosses. And that's how far I got with my 250 stitches. And actually this is coming along pretty quick because like this section's done. These sections are done. I need to finish filling in here, do the little baby Jesus, and then her veil and the halos. So I'll totally get this done in time. No problem. If it doesn't fit in for homework next week, I'll just bang it out anyway. That's my plan. So there we go. So that was the first one I worked on. And then the next one was the Forgotten, because people in the land of the dead disappear forever if they are forgotten by people who are living. And so we had to work on a project that we forgot about or keep forgetting about. And so I chose for that a new start, and it is this one, Holly and Hearts. It was a mystery sampler club by Lizzie Kate. I don't know what year. But it's like all three are out. It's not this year's, if there even is a Christmas mystery sampler this year. So there it is. That's what the finished piece looks like. And every time I would plan my Christmas, like the projects that I wanted to start this year for Christmas, I would forget that I had bought this all kitted up off of Stash Unload. So I bought this off Stash Unload, all three charts, the charm, the called for fabric, and all of the threads. And I think because I didn't kit it up and it was just sitting with all of my ready to go projects, I kept forgetting about it. But I wanted to start it, so this was a perfect excuse. And like, seriously guys, there's like 12 flosses called for, all week's dye works. And I got this at a really good price. I think I paid $35, maybe $40 for all of the charts, the fabric, the flosses, the whole 9 yards. So I'm doing this on the called for 28 count doubloon with all of the called for threads. And this is the start I got on that with 250 stitches. So there we go. My pretty little stocking minder from Top Knot Stitcher, from Abby Top Knot. I'll link her shop below. She has some of the best needle minders. And I got, so this is the first part. So I think I'm going to go ahead. It just makes sense the way the charts are to work one part at a time. So, but this is the full width. These top borders are the full width of that first part. And they were fun little, I don't mind borders if it's just this much. So and these get cool little like satiny stitch things in them. And then there's like a row of trees, another little border, poinsettias. So, but this is kind of the perfect amount, because about the time I got here, I was like, am I done yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Mom? So that's the perfect amount of border for me, apparently. So that's pretty. I almost changed out this fabric for a piece of platinum 28 count that I have, because I was just, I don't know. I thought, oh, this is so like golden yellowy, and I'm more of a cool palette person. But then I thought, so I had my platinum out on my like cutting mat. I had the rotary cutter in my hand and went, this is crazy. What are you going to do with this 28 count doubloon? It's the called for fabric. It came with the kit that you bought. Just use it. And I think it looks really pretty. So sometimes I make things harder than they need to be. Not gonna lie. So, and this is in one of my favorite Diddly Daddle Designs bags. I love her bags. And this is one of her like in-hand stitcher sizes. So they're smaller since you don't need to fit like a Q-snap or hoop on them. I hope she keeps making them. Either they're selling like hotcakes or she's not making as many. I should probably message her and tell her I love them and she should keep making them. Because every time I go to check out her Etsy shop, like I need to buy more project bags anyway. Maybe this is the world, maybe this is the universe telling me something. She doesn't have any of this size, but I love it because it's just perfect for projects like that. Okay, and then the last thing I've worked on this week, and this is for the prompt of working on a project from a famous designer. I did a little more work on Gobble Gob by Plum Street Samplers, Paulette Stewart. Paulette Stewart. She's famous. And, oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you guys. This is such big news for me. I am so excited. I was able to register for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit that Acorns and Threads is putting on next September. Oh, I was so worried. They had 58 spots because if you were at Fall Fling, which I was on the wait list for and never got in, if you were at Fall Fling, you could register then to go to the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit next September. And after that, they had 58 spots. I don't know if it's full. It might not be full. You could maybe call Acorns and Threads. I don't know. But they were starting to take registrations Monday at 8 a.m. only by email. You couldn't call the shop. It was by email only. And I was like, wait, my finger was on the mouse. I was like watching. I was watching my clock and I was like 8 o'clock, boom, sent my email. Because, I mean, one, I've never been to a retreat. It's in Portland, so it's drivable, no expensive flight. But there's going to be 2 designers teaching classes there, teaching a class at the retreat next September. Beth Twist, who we all know is wonderful, fantastic, a total gem, one of the most genuine people I've ever met. The other one, Paulette Stewart. I'm so excited. So excited. Anyhow, I worked on Gobble Gob by Paulette Stewart, who I'm going to get to see in real life next September. My life's complete. I was gonna cry, people. There would have been real tears if I was on the wait list. Not gonna lie. Okay, so how far did I get on Gobble Gob? I'm actually doing pretty good on this. And it is so fun to stitch, you guys. If it's like, if it doesn't fit homework next week, I might just stitch on this all Thanksgiving anyway. Look how the cute turkeys. Look at the cute little turkeys. I mean, can you even? They're so cute. So I filled in these flowers and did these turkeys and started the stem, and that was 250 stitches, which was not enough. So, okay, that's it. That's all my WIPs for this week. That's everything I worked on and my finish. So I think that just leaves us with stash acquisitions, which I have very little of, although I did get some fabrics to finish. Hang on, did you guys hear the phone ring? I think that might be my husband. So I need to check real quick because he's coming home early to watch the debates. Definitely gonna need a drink for that. So hang on just one moment because I might need to answer him to let him know to bring me dinner. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. See, you didn't even miss me, did you? Okay, so stash acquisitions. I don't have a lot this week, but I do have some finishing fabrics I did want to show you guys that I got. I really only got like 2 or 3 things. So the first thing that I got that I was pretty excited about was this piece of fabric that I got off of Stash Unload, and it's a 36 count Lakeside linen in bisque. And it was a pretty penny because it's Lakeside linen and it's a really big piece, but it wasn't as expensive as like buying it, you know, not secondhand. So see, huge piece of Lakeside linen in this pretty creamy bisque color. And I was excited for this to come in because I am going to use this for Dog's Declaration. So now I can start that. Yes, I have everything. And all of a sudden I'm like, am I missing something? Nope, that's what I needed. I needed the fabric and I think this will be the perfect piece. And when I grabbed it off of Stash Unload, I was like, that's a good price. Like, wasn't a rock bottom price for Lakeside linen, but it was a good price for this piece of like creamy Lakeside linen. So I snagged it, and then like the next day or 2 days later, I bought Dog's Declaration, and it's going to be perfect. All those beautiful Valdani threads are going to be perfect on that. So I'm going to get that started. I also bought a PDF pattern. Oh, if I can pull it out. And this is the PDF pattern I bought. From Wild Violet Cross Stitch, I bought the Primitive Tarot Notions and Needle book because Michelle Bendy Stitchy had been stitching this, and I was like, oh, that's super cute. And then Abby Topknot on her Flosstube channel did a Flosstube with Ryan of Wild Violet Cross Stitch. And Ryan was showing hers that she, like, it's the model. It's the one she stitched and uses. And as she was like showing it, I was like, that is just, one, I thought it was so cute when Michelle was stitching it. And just the thought of like having something that I stitched, I like the idea of using my stitching, not just hanging it on the wall. I've bought some smaller things thinking I could make them into like floss cards, sort of. I have this idea in my head that I can turn little smalls into floss cards, like floss organizers. I'm not really sure how it would work out. Something about a flat fold with rings stitched on the edge. It's in my head, but I think it could work. If anybody's actually done that, I mean, I'm sure that's not a super original idea, but if anybody's actually done that, hit me up with how you did it. But I finally just broke down. Oh, so I'd seen Ryan show hers. And then in last week's video, Michelle Garrett, Michelle Bendy Stitchy got hers back from her finisher. And it is so good. It's so good. I don't know if I could probably finish this myself. In my head, I thought that I was going to give some stuff to Jolin down at Acorns and Threads to finish, because some of the things that I'll show you, I thought I was going to give to her to finish, and I would love to have her finish some things. And then I got super like weird and nervous about not handing my stitching over to somebody else, because I completely trust her. She does beautiful work, and is so creative. But I just like, I feel like, I don't know that my stitching, like somebody else would see it. I mean, which sounds really dumb because it's going to hang in my house, but like she'll see the back of it. You know what I mean? And she's a cross stitcher who knows. Like most people who come to my house, they look at it, you know, my stuff on the wall and be like, oh, that's pretty. They're not going to look at it and see the mistakes or like the tension issues or the fact that I carried threads all over the back of it. And so then I kind of got anxious about somebody else seeing it. Is that dumb? So then I thought, oh, I can probably finish these myself. But I better get over it because this seems maybe slightly above my pay grade. But I'm totally going to stitch that. That will probably be a Mania start. I don't know. I might have to do a Mania where I start something every single day, because the list of projects in my head that I thought, oh, that'll be a Mania start is getting, I'm putting them down to paper, but it's getting pretty long. And then the only other thing I got, not exciting, off of Amazon, I got some more of the little flexible wire screwy binder clips for floss organization. And then I did go to Ben Franklin at the end of last week. I needed to pick up a few DMC, and they're right in town. It's easier for me than driving into like the next biggest town over that has Joann's and Michael's and all that. It's just easier for me to just go into downtown Redmond to the Ben Franklin, and I really like that they are there. And so I also like to give them some money so that they stay there. And they always have, like, I've never gone in there and had them not have a DMC color, which you cannot say about Joann's or Michael's. So I was looking for some finishing stuff because I have some finishing to do, as I mentioned, and I just picked up some fabrics. So I got this. They always have like boxes of fat quarters there, and if you buy 3, they're, I don't know, $3 or something like that each. So I picked up this one to do the flat finish on that. Perfect, right? This was the one that I was thinking, the Be Thankful, that I was thinking that I would give to maybe Jolin, because I would maybe like it to be a stand-up flat fold. So I'm definitely going to have to watch a couple of tutorial videos about that. But I picked up these 2 fabrics as potential fabrics for that. What do we think? I think they're cute. Okay, there's that. And then this is one that I really want to get done ASAP, and I want to do it as like a little pin pillow, is plum pudding, which one, I want to get it done because look, it's on this huge piece of fabric. I mean, I could cut it out. The stitching's done. Put that linen back in my stash. Don't you think, Anna? Stitch Roadie's always joking about the big pieces of fabrics that she accidentally has. Look, Sienna, and I think this is Winter's Brew. You have that big thing of Winter's Brew? I think that this might be Winter's Brew. I'll have to check. But I think that's what this is. So, but I couldn't decide what I wanted as backing fabric. I got 3 different fabrics that I thought were potentials. I got this little one, which I knew might not match quite exactly, but I didn't think it would matter if it was a little off because there'll be a trim. And this was like a little remnant piece. So it was like on sale. And so I just got it because I thought, well, that'd be good for about anything if I don't use it for this. That in the Instagram story poll, that was not a favorite. These 2 were pretty much tied. So I have this one, this little green plaid, and this like brown velvety fuzzy one. And these pretty much tied. So I have to decide. I'm kind of leaning towards this one, but that's only because I also have bought trim. So if I do the green, I think I'll do the cream trim. But if I do the brown, then I'm gonna do the green trim. So I think this combo might be the winner for me. But I don't know what to fill it with. What do you guys like to fill your pin pillows with? I've only ever stuffed pillows with polyfill, but I kind of like the idea of like, I know some people use crushed walnut. I don't think I'm going to go with sawdust, just because I don't know where I'd get any, and that seems kind of dusty and messy to me. I don't know why walnut shells doesn't, but I'm leaning towards walnut shells. What do you guys fill your pin pillows with, and where do you get crushed walnut shell? I'm assuming Amazon, because I get everything on Amazon. Okay, so I got those. And then they also had, I was looking for something to put on the back of that Mary and Jesus ornament, like what I'm gonna back that ornament on. And they had these little wool felt squares, like packs of them. So I think one of those blues would be perfect. And then my other question is, can you use this to back a pin pillow? Because I thought this is, no, that's not the right color. So they had these blue, like white and gray. I got that one. And then I got this one that were more Christmassy colors. But see, like this red could be like perfect, right? And see, and it's big enough. See, it's big enough. So that's my other question. I found fabric, but like, can you back a pin pillow? Like, is this sturdy enough to, does it work in a machine to machine sew a pin pillow with this wool felt? Let me know. But this has nice, there's a pretty cream in there. There's 2 of each color. And then I also got this fall one. So what do you think? I love these for backing ornaments and other little small things. I thought that they would be really, really handy. So that's all the finishing stuff that I got at Ben Franklin. So that's the entirety of my haul. And a lot of it was not even truly stitching stuff, but finishing stuff, which I think counts. So that's all I've got. So that's all I got for you guys today. Last little bit of business is giveaway. The giveaway of last week was this mandala owl from the cross stitch calendar, 2019 calendar. That's all awesome. Pattern Studio. There is a 2020 version on Amazon. I linked it in the last video. I'll link it in this one too. I think I'm gonna get it. I was thinking that I wouldn't, but I think I'm gonna get it and actually hang it up like over there, just to like sketch out like the month, like if there's certain starts that I want to do, not to keep track every day like I have been this year because it's kind of unwieldy for that, but there's some really cute patterns in it. So I'll link that below. So this was what I was giving away from last week, and there were 22 people that said they wanted to stitch the owl. Pull up my random number generator. So there's 1 to 22, generate, number 3. And number 3 is Bridget Shamrock. Bridget Shamrock, you have an awesome last name. So Bridget Shamrock, you won, yay! My contact information is below, email, Instagram, however you want to get in touch with me. Shoot me your address and I will get that out in the mail to you. So I thought this week I would do something a little different giveaway wise, because I thought that these little wool felt squares were just so, like, such great colors and so handy, and there's 2 of every color, that I thought that whoever next week's giveaway winner is, I will give you 1 of each color. 1 of each wool felt square color. Well, that's not. I hope that's a good giveaway. I would like to get that, because honestly, most of the time I only need 1. And that's a lot of fun colors. You'd get a couple of white and some grays and some creams. So there you go. So that's going to be the giveaway, not the whole pack, but 1 of each color, because there's 2 of every color in these packs. So I'm going to give away 1 of every color. I'm going to share my wool felt bounty with you. So if you want to be entered in the giveaway, just tell me anything about finishing. That's going to be the word I'm going to look for. You can let me know if you do your own finishing, if you don't, if you like it, if you hate it, any wonderful tips and tricks you have about finishing. Let's chat finishing this week, since I have declared it an unofficial Flosstube FFO weekend. Totally just making it up. I totally stole your stuff, Michelle. I'm doing it. Probably nobody else will, but I need to get motivated. Because I didn't even show you guys, like, I have got to finish. I really want to give Sarah her texture mom pillow for Christmas, since I never did it when she moved into the dorm. I really want to finish that for Christmas. I have a gift for my sister-in-law. Oh my God, you guys, I have so much stuff to finish. Doing it this weekend. So hit me up with all your good finishing tips. And until then, until I see you next week, I hope you have a great week, and cheers.